Well, I think we should move on to the co-main event.
So that's that fight broken down. Should we move on to the third fight on the card?
What?
It was shit.
I could
It was
have slept.
shit.
I
Honestly.
nearly fell asleep.
Yeah. There was, I just kept getting to the point where fucking Bruno Silva would pull guard and I just pull out my phone and just be like scrolling because I just knew nothing was going to happen.
Yeah.
Like Pennington was making like stupid decisions.
Yep. It's a miracle that she won that fight.
Yeah.
It was engaging in all of the areas that Silva should have had an advantage.
Yeah.
And for some reason,
Silva had gassed at that point.
Yeah.
She almost got a couple, like there was a few submission attempts, but she was too gassed at that point to even like.
Yeah, there was one point
threaten.
where she'd sunk in some sort of, was it
She
a
had
rear
the
naked
ninja
choke?
choke at one point.
Yeah, ninja
That
choke.
was
One of them
kinda
looked pretty
special.
pretty on there at one point, but yeah, Pennington just managed to slip out of it, stayed calm.
And I mean, after the first round, Pennington started lighting her up a bit with her hands. But what she'd do is she'd light her up with her hands, push her against the fence, and then clinch. And her coaches were screaming, "Box with her. You're better at your striking is far superior.
Yeah,
just keep hitting, just keep striking with her. Stop pushing up to the fence and letting her take you down or taking her. It's
every time she threw a combination, she landed something
pretty hard as well. There was some pretty hard shots. Like Bruno Silva wasn't employing any head movement. He was just looking to pull guard. She was exhausted. Never want to see her fight for a belt again.
If this is the best that the bantamweight division has at the moment,
Get rid of it.
I'm sorry, but we need something else.
I saw a comment.
I understand Pena is waiting there in the realms. She's injured at the moment. She's obviously had some luck in that division, being a previous champion and being one of the only women who have beaten Amanda Nunes. Was it the only woman?
No, there was a few before.
So, like that was a very impressive feat for her. But like we spoke about, I think she kind of caught her more off guard than anything.
She dragged her into a dogfight where she won.
Yeah.
But in the second fight, it's almost like you just see Amanda Nunes sat in the crowd and you're just like, oh, she could just step in there right now in a fucking casual outfit and beat the shit out of both of them at the same time. Like,
yeah, you're not wrong.
And I was like thinking, fuck, if Ronda Rousey really wants to come back now. She'd probably beat these women. They're terrible.
Can we bring up the bantamweight
sure.
rankings? Yeah,
it wasn't good, man. It was not good. And yeah, like I say with Ronda Rousey, it's like if I was her, I'd be like, you know what? Maybe it is time for a fucking UFC comeback. Like, because I think that it would be 50-50, but she'd probably have some decent luck. So we've got Pennington, Juliana Pena set at number 1, rightfully so. And then you've got Pennington and Silva, who just fought, obviously. Pennington is now the champ. And then, I mean, you've got Irene Aldana, who recently lost to Amanda Nunes. She's fiery. Holly Holmes there, but she's way past it. Misha Tate lost recently. I'm thinking like star-wise and
past it.
Yeah, a bit past it. You've got Michael Chandler.
They have 2 9th ranked fighters and not a 10th
I'll pop
ranked
this on the screen.
Can you see that? It goes 8, 9, 9, and then 11.
Well, none of these fighters are popping out to me as fighters that should be anywhere near a belt. It's almost like they should just retire this belt and move on. Like, I really I saw this comment and it said the Raquel Pennington's first title defense should be on the prelims. Honestly though, fuck that. Like it's
if this was any other fight, if this wasn't a championship fight, there would be so much worse. Like so many. Like Dana would be very outspoken about how terrible that fight was. I think
if it was but like the thing is, if it wasn't a championship fight, it would be on the prelims, and it would be a 3-round fight, and it would have been a boring decision that we all just moved past and completely forgot about. But it's because it's got a fucking title on it, and it bored the ever-living hell out of everyone. We've got to talk about it. And I'm just sick of it. Like, I don't want to see any of these people fight for the belt, apart from Pena. Once Pena wins, I don't give a shit about this division at all. Like,
once she wins, it's just like riding everyone off.
She's gonna. Grasso would beat these guys, and she's like 20 pounds less. Fucking Shevchenko would beat these guys. Wei Li would beat these guys. The bantamweight, it's like there's other women's divisions that are actually doing well, and yeah, it's super interesting. Like Wei Li versus Zhao Nan is going to be a hell of a fight.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Grasso, what's she going to do next? Like, that's going to be super exciting. You've got Grasso versus Wei Li, maybe. And again, if you're Wei Li, you're like, fuck, maybe I'll make the move up. You know?
What, 2 weight divisions?
Yeah, why not? She's fucking jacked. It's like Vanderlei Silva.
Shevchenko, another person who could...
Yeah, Shevchenko, yeah. She could make the move up for good.
Yeah.
Mm.
So yeah, there are options, but they're all in other divisions.
Mm. It's just, yeah. I mean, like Jessica Andrade, she should move up. She could win the belt now. You know what I mean? Like, even though she was originally fighting at strawweight, she like it's just such a massive skill level. Amanda Ribas better than these girls. John Jones, he's we've seen that he's pretty decent against women. Fucking oh god, it's such a. I'm sick of it, and I'm moving the fuck on.
Yeah,
we're moving on. Sick of it, Dana. Not your fault, buddy. Not your fault. Buy Bellator or something. Take their women's division. Third fight on the main card of UFC 297 was weird. Again, just adding to the fact that this card was absolutely dog shit. Like, yeah, just really not good. Let me just pull up the card here. So we had Mike Mallow, who was like basically riding a whole load of hype coming into this, right?
Mm.
The Nelk boys were there. The Nelk boys are obviously from Canada. It was like his big breakout moment. You know, he was going to be Canada's next big thing. And he was so close to becoming that. If he just won this fight, you know, you propel him into a main event in Canada against, you know, another top contender, exciting fight. You know, you try and build him as a star. He was 2.5 rounds in. He was 30 seconds away from realizing it.
It was one of those Leon Edwards moments. You know what I mean? Like, even the commentary team had counted out Neil Magny.
Yeah, it was done.
Everyone was talking about, you know, what's next for this guy already.
Yeah, and rightfully so. He dominated for 2.5 rounds, even longer than that. You know? Yeah, and
he gassed, and then there was just all of a sudden, like, the click of your fingers, there was just nothing left.
No, and you knew it was going to happen, which was random, because it's like Magny had nothing, and Magny is not a finisher. Magny is someone who grinds out decisions against people who aren't quite as good as him, and he uses his range and his wrestling to grind out a decision. He got finished by an old Neil Magny who just got absolutely torn to shreds by Ian Gary.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy gets finished by him in such an embarrassing fashion. I kind of feel bad for him, Mike Mallow.
Yeah.
Because, like, bro, he had so much riding on this.
Because what's next, you know? He's now going to be going back to fighting someone most likely outside the top 15.
Oh, absolutely. It has to be, right? Like,
probably have to grind out another couple of fights on the fringes of the rankings. And then we will probably see him make another comeback, if he can manage to take care of those people.
Exactly, and people on the fringes of welterweights, top 15, there's some dangerous guys there, man.
Mm.
You know, so he's 32 years old. I watched a bit of a breakdown by MMA Guru about this guy after his loss. He was like, yeah, he's 32 years old now. He had the opportunity of a lifetime, a lot of pressure on his shoulders. He got so close, and he failed at the very final moment. Got to be a rough time of his life. Right now, like, he must be thinking, what have I done?
Yeah.
Like, he was the guy that was supposed to get this win and walk off in spectacular fashion, and he just didn't.
No.
Failed miserably, and yeah.
I agree. I feel bad for him too.
Mm.
Neil Magny, however.
Feel good for him.
Yeah.
Good on him. It's a good moment for him.
It would take a lot to, like, I think there was a point in the fight where Mallow had a choke, like, that looked almost on. And I was just saying to everyone I was watching with, I was like, I don't understand why Magny isn't just tapping. Like, what is he actually going to do?
What's the point? Yeah, what's the point?
What is the point?
Yeah.
He'd looked defeated, like, since about halfway through the first round.
Yeah, he looked like he had nothing for him.
Yeah, and
punches weren't doing anything.
And then he turns it around and does that. It was like, that I guess is a reason not to tap.
Yeah, exactly. It was a bit of a feel-good moment.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the fact that that Mike Malloy was so disappointing, it also kind of sapped the feel-goodness out of it. There was one thing that people said, the slam from Neil Magny when Mike pulled guard and he tried to go on that guillotine and he pulled standing guard and he got slammed. Apparently, some people are saying that might have really winded him bad, which could have led to him not being able to fight back. But like, come on, there's 15 seconds left. You're not scrambling. You're not trying to you're not bucking. You're not trying to swing your legs to make a bit of room and get out of the mount.
Kind of was trying to cover his head.
Yeah,
and not really doing anything else.
And as soon as you do that, even if you're not going to get knocked out, the ref's going to stop it.
That's right.
And it's the ref. He could have stopped it sooner.
Yeah.
Really
yeah. I was saying like, okay, like, all right,
come on, like, fucking stop the fight. It was almost like the ref was like, oh, I'll try and wait it out to see if he's going to do anything because he's in Canada and he wanted him to win.
Should we bring up the rankings again and see who we should match?
Let's match these guys up.
Well, I think we've already said. Well, no, we haven't given a name, have we? For
yeah, we haven't given a name, but we kind of know what's going on there.
Someone on the fringes for Malloy.
You're looking at a Joaquin Buckley type for Mike Mallow. On the fringes, outside of the top 15. Big name, good opportunity.
Has he come down from middleweight?
Yeah, he has.
Huh.
He's been fighting his last few at 170.
Yeah, I think that's probably
big name, right? If he can bounce back and get a win against the likes of,
then that puts him right back in there.
Yeah, that keeps it. It's kind of like a bit of a gift. Like, right, this is your last chance. You beat Joaquin Buckley. He's got a name. He will give you another top 15 guy in a good spot.
Yeah,
but at 32, it's going to be tricky for him, especially against a guy as powerful as him. Neil Magny, though, on the other hand, he's got to fight up the rankings. Let's give him one more chance, to get up there. There's not too many people that he hasn't already fought.
He fought Vicente Luque?
I think he has. I know he's fought Jeff Neal.
Neil Magny. Oh, excuse me.
Luque. No. So yeah, that could be it. Be the one. But I think Vicente Luque's booked.
Know about that.
He might be booked, or I heard rumblings. Yeah, Sean Brady. He's booked against Sean Brady, so maybe he wants to take a bit of time off. Who knows? He could wait for the winner of that fight. But then Sean Brady, neither of those guys will want to wait. You're looking at a.
What about Wonder Boy? That could be a fun fight.
That could be a fun fight. Two older guys, see who really wants it.
Saying that, it probably would come down to Magny's wrestling.
Yeah,
could potentially just.
Could be a fun fight.
It could be.
Two older guys who, either Magny gets his wrestling going or he gets teeped to shit and then gets knocked out.
True.
So, should we say that? Wonder Boy versus Magny. Give Wonder Boy a good knockout to finish off his career.
Run it up.
Yeah, something like that. Moving on. Fourth fight down on the card, Chris Curtis. He got the dub.
Another boring fight.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
I didn't mind this fight, personally.
No?
I thought it was quite fun. The boxing in the pocket was all right. Like this, I thought it was okay.
It took too long to warm up for me.
Yeah, the third round it started really getting going, but
yeah, by that stage it was too late. Was this just a straight out complete decision, or was it a split decision?
This was a split decision, yeah. There was a 30-27 for Curtis, 29-28 for Barriou, and then there was a 29-28 for Curtis. I thought Barriou got one round.
No, I think you're right.
The first round, I'd say.
And that's due to Chris Curtis's kind of boxing heavy style. He is kind of looking for reads.
But then he managed to drag him in to his fight.
Yeah. No,
Second, third round, and then he ran away with it, landing the bigger punches, a lot of body shots.
I think the third round was only so good because Barriou realized that he had to get a finish.
Exactly.
And he couldn't quite find the mark. But by that stage, it was Chris had dragged him into the fight that he wanted. It's a bit of a he's a counter fighter. He's always going to look to bring you into the center of the octagon and force you to throw first.
Yeah.
And And so, yeah, by that stage, he was well within his comfort zone.
Yeah, he loves fighting in the pocket. And he's got much more power, and he's got great short hooks, body shots.
And a pretty decent chin.
Yeah, great chin, and he's also, just the boxing on Chris is fucking crisp, man. He's got some real good basic fundamental boxing skills.
Yeah.
If he really wanted it, I feel like he could make a push up to the top of the division, but I just don't think he wants it as much as the guys that are up there, He just wants fun fights, and not much to say really. Like, again, another fight that just didn't live up to expectation. There was one finish on the main event of this card,
and it was Neil Magny.
Yeah, and it was barely even a finish.
Yeah,
it was just like it
wasn't a finish. It was more the other guy gave up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It was like Neil. Yeah, he was having a wank and nothing came out. He did finish, but there was no end product.
Yeah, he had like a little bit of a muscle spasm, but looked down,
a cramp in his
looked down, and his tissues were just
dry.
Dry.
Or maybe bloody cum, just like a small amount of bloody cum.
Bit of blum.
Then he had to go to the doctor. That's the type of finish that this was. He did finish, but
what are you looking for?
So let's match up these guys.
Down.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, mate.
Chris.
So yeah, Chris was set at 14. He's not going to move because the guy wasn't even in the rankings. Fucking hell. Chuck him in there against Anthony Hernandez or Paul Craig. He's already lost to Amamov. Well, he didn't lose to him. He got poked in the eye and it had to get called off.
Right.
But I don't want to see him up against someone too high up. Jack Manson's got to fight. Hamza versus Chris Curtis.
Yeah.
Fuck me. Is that what you want to see?
Yep. Book it, Dana.
Right, Dana. We want Chris Curtis to die. So yeah, give him to Hamzat Chimaev. Honestly, that fight would last about 3 seconds.
Yeah.
God, can't wait. I just fucking want Hamzat to be more reliable and consistent. Because imagine how cool it would be if he fought like 3 times a year.
That'd be
so hyped when he fights. But anyway, so Chris Curtis versus Chimaev or Paul Craig. Honestly, either of those two I'd be happy with. And then Barrio, he's got to go back down to like a non-contender. Really, he's older. Maybe he's got to reconsider his options. Yeah, someone on the fringes of top 15, like he was. Just another guy.
Exactly.
Maybe he wants to fight
himself.
Mike Mallow. Maybe they're both Canadian. Maybe that's like goes against their Canadian code.
Different weight classes.
Oh, bro, are they?
Yes.
Oh yeah, middleweight, welterweight. Well, he can drop down.
Oh, okay. Oh, as long as you think he can drop down.
Yeah.
It's the main thing, eh?
Arnold Allen versus Evliov. I absolutely despise this fight too.
Yeah.
Pretty shit. I mean, there was some interesting moments, but it was pretty boring. There wasn't too much that happened.
It was. Neither of them, again, looked like they wanted it that bad.
Yeah.
Like, Evloev looked like he was pretty happy to just sit back. He knew he was the better wrestler. It looked like he was more there to test his striking. And somehow he did quite well on the feet against Arnold Allen.
He did well. Allen was very timid to go in there because he was afraid of the takedown, I think.
Yeah. And his stance was odd, man. Like,
yeah, he
looked like if he leaned any further forward, he'd be falling over.
Yeah. I think he was just waiting for the takedown.
Yeah.
That's why his coach said, keep the arm down. If you keep your arm down and he shoots, you're going to be able to defend the takedown. That's what their thought was. But
then you kept getting clipped.
Yeah, and then he got clipped a bunch. There was a moment, though. Like, I thought Allen won the first. And then I thought Evliov won the second and the third.
Mm-hmm.
But there was a moment where, towards the end of the fight, Allen got him with a couple of knees that were perfectly legal.
Yeah.
They were legal.
That's the only thing to note from this fight. Yeah, that's a good point.
Like they were legal knees, and the fight got stopped. Evliov looked a bit rocked after the fight was stopped. He opened a big cut. Mark Goddard steps in and warns Allen, gives Evliov, like 2 or 3 minutes to recover, and then nothing else really happened after that. So who knows if that didn't get stopped? Legal knees, first of all. That didn't get stopped. Who knows what might have happened,
Yeah.
That could have won Allen the round. or it could have potentially led to a finish or something.
That's right. I mean, so the argument there was his hand was on the ground. So don't you need two hands to be on the ground to be grounded, or is it a knee?
One, but it has to be firmly planted on the ground.
Weight bearing.
Yeah, weight bearing. But his hand was
brushing the ground.
That's why they changed the rules, because they had too many people just touching the floor to be like, I'm grounded, which is essentially like cheating in a way, because you're not grounded. You're just doing that on purpose, which is what he was trying to do. He was trying to put his hand on the ground to avoid knees. But his hand was lifting up and down because that one was pulling him up and then kneeing him. So that is not illegal. It's not an illegal strike. And I think it's a bullshit rule anyways.
Yeah.
Like, you shouldn't be allowed, like wrestlers, it gives them a free defense essentially against knees. They go in for the takedown, they fail, but they keep their hand on the ground and they can't get kneed. It's like, these wrestlers need to be taught a fucking lesson.
That's right. If you're going to put your head right there, like in within range of my knee.
In cock.
Yeah. If you're going to go crotch sniffing, expect for your legs to stiffen, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Expect to go stiff if your head is next to my cock. But anyway, that was super frustrating. Pissed me off. Mark Goddard again in controversy with his reffing. I mean, I think he's a good ref overall.
He's one of the better ones that we're left with at the moment.
Yeah, but he just seems to make loads of mistakes. Yeah, super annoying. And fuck you, Evliov.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm sure he's a nice guy.
You're just a bit of a butthurt Pom at the moment, aren't you?
I am. I'll say it. It was bullshit.
Right into the mic.
Yeah. Anyway, that was the card. It was a massive disappointment. Hopefully next fight, next card. That was the opener to 2023. We wanted some fireworks. We wanted something. And the main event delivered, but it was so close and it was a disappointing result. And, the rest of the card was just shit.
Can we bring up the prelims just quickly? I think it was the prelim.
There was some controversy on the prelims as well.
This woman's fight, down the bottom there.
Oh, yeah, Robertson versus Polyana Viana. I called this one.
That was a weird fight to watch. What? No, I don't think this is the one. Maybe the early prelims. Yeah, that one.
This one? The one who fought no one?
Yeah, that could have been stopped so many times.
Yeah.
I think that she outstruck her 303 to 20.
303.
It was something like that, dude. It was insane.
See if they've record-setting slam down.
She had a 10-7 round in the second round. That is the fifth 10-7 round in UFC history.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, true. Apparently she's a standout for cheating as well. Free eye poke, quick cup check. Yeah, the one who lost, that is.
Ah. Well, yeah, no. The one who lost, they had to fight at a catch weight or at
because she missed weight.
A higher weight class or something.
She missed weight by a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, apparently she's a notorious cheat, and thank God she lost then.
There was at one point where she was just...
Yuck.
There was one point where she was caught in a crucifix for like a good minute and a half and was just... But the problem was, who was the other person? I'm not even going to attempt that.
Yasmin Jusvarijic.
Yep, that. She wasn't being active enough on the ground and hunting the finish out until obviously she submitted her. But yeah, man, that fight was a weird one to watch. It was pretty crazy, and yeah, I think there were so many arguments for like it being a bit of a later stoppage.
Yeah.
Like, what more do you need to see when there's a round that is a 10-7?
That essentially means the fight should have been stopped.
Yeah. If
there's a 10-7, like it's like, come on, man, stop the fight.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. There was a couple of other fights on the prelims. Gillian Robertson, sorry. She pretty much dominated Viana. Viana showing some metal to survive as long as she did, but rightfully got the finish. As I said on the breakdown, Viana just doesn't. I just don't feel like she's really in it. Like, you know, she used to go out with Colby Covington.
No.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Poor lady.
Like father, like son. And then, yeah, Sade versus Tavares was an odd one.
I thought that
it was a good fight.
That City won that.
So did I. I thought he won the second and the third. But it was, I think, and Tavares also missed weight.
I think that was the first fight that he missed weight because this was a rematch, I believe.
Oh, right. I'm pretty sure he did on this fight. I could be wrong though. But we'll have a look. See if there's any headlines.
Yeah, because I think this is the second time that they...
Yeah, they fought in the Contender Series. Yeah, he missed weight. Holy shit. Was that on the Contender Series 2 days ago? Oh my god, he missed weight by a lot.
Oh, wait.
Second time in his last 3 fights. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's not on, eh?
That's not on at all. 127.5 and 139.75.
Malcolm Gordon wasn't fighting.
Oh, that's a different
different fighter.
So he missed weight by a significant amount, and then he called himself a professional after the fact in this post-fight speech. He was like, "I'm a professional," you know, but he's missed weight twice out of his last 3 fights, or 3 out of his last 5. So
there's not much professionalism going on there.
But I was of the same opinion. I thought City won. His striking was really clean.
Yeah.
And the last 2 rounds, I don't think he really got hit by that much.
No.
First round, he got pretty beat up. But, you know, he came back, and that was a bit of a war, that one. I thought that was fight of the night.
Yeah, I thought it should have been too. Charles Jourdain versus Sean Woodson.
That was fucked.
That was so funny, man. The end of that fight when the confusion.
Because Bruce kind of called, like, John.
Yeah.
And it sounded like Charles.
Yeah.
Instead of like saying Sean.
I would like, and they kind of look fairly similar if you're not a big fan of either of them, you know, like you don't know, like it was, that was such an odd moment.
It was
for the sport, and even the camera guy got fooled by it.
Yeah. And the ref as well raised the hand. You think the ref would know beforehand?
No, I think the ref's just going off what Brucey Boy's saying too.
But nonetheless, Sean Woodson he won. I thought he won.
Yeah.
He was just Charles Jourdain just kept failing at his attempts to do anything. And Woodson was just a lot bigger. Much taller.
Did you see that photo of him?
The fat, when he was fat.
What's going on there? Was that real?
Yeah, I think so.
So there's
he
a photo
used to be a boxer.
For people that don't know what we're talking about, of him at 215 pounds. And he is now fighting at featherweight, which is 145 pounds.
Try and find this photo. If we'll be able to find it on here. But yeah, I think he said he was 20 years old. Here's a video. See if we can find a good moment from here.
Goodness me. But yeah, just...
So take a look at this, guys. This is Sean Woodson in his boxing debut. So look at him. Oh my God, he's huge.
He's in the blue shorts.
Now he's fighting at 145. So
this would be heavyweight.
Yeah.
Like he's, let's say light heavyweight, just because it's 10 pounds removed. But
yeah, crazy.
That is a huge drop.
He's a big guy.
At 6'2" and a half.
Mm-hmm.
That's just massive for a featherweight. How tall is Volk?
He's like
he's like 4'8", isn't he?
4'8". Yeah, he is. No, he's 8'4", actually. I think he's about 5'6".
Yeah, that's incredible.
So someone like Sean, imagine Volk versus him. I mean, he'd probably end up taking him down and demolishing him, but like striking wise, how could he fucking reach him? But yeah, Sean Woodson's going to be a problem if he can keep going. You know, his takedown defense was on point.
Yeah, that was impressive. And it, like, at that, with the length that he has in those legs, it would be a lot easier to frame up.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
and yeah, escape those takedown attempts. So
there was one more fight on the preliminary card. Brad Katona with a very disappointing performance. Is he going to get cut again? Will he be back in the UFC in the Ultimate Fighter TV show for the 3rd time? Can he win it 3 times? He's won it twice.
Yeah, I know this, but
disappointing though. He won the 3rd, I thought, but he didn't land as much in the first 2, and he got outboxed. And fair play, he lost. Upset win. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
That is the card.
It was not a fun card at all, really.
No, I'd give it a
2
half a star.
Not good.
Well, half a star and 2 out of 10 is the same.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I suppose so.
If I'm going 5 stars. Wow. No.
No, it would be 1.
Yeah, it would be 1.
1. But
I'm not a mathematician.
I got what you meant. Half a star.
Hey guys, thank you very much for watching this short episode of Combat Corner.
If you like what you see, we've got lots of long form content below and lots of other videos like this, so feel free to go along and check it out. We really appreciate all your support. Thanks again for watching.
Thank you very much. Like, subscribe, comment, share it around. Have a good day.
Peace.